Today I have a new tool I want to take a look at. I got this nut riveter from eBay. This is a metric that covers from M3 to M12. Most of the other ones I've seen, they only cover a couple of these. This one has a bit more range, which is what I wanted. Also, this is a metric, obviously, version of that tool. It is a 13-inch handle. And the picture on eBay did not have any branding, but this one's actually came branded as WinMax, whatever that means. The picture on eBay doesn't have anything, so this is what you get. They just put a bag over it, shipped it. Mine got a little nick there from shipping, but overall it comes in a nice case. So let's go ahead and take a look at the tool. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 with the one install different pieces here. These are the actual screws for the nuts, and they only go one way. If you can see here, there's a flat on there, and that flat actually corresponds to the end of the cap here. So this is what you get. You get all the different metric screws, and these are the nuts that go on the bottom here for the different sizes. And as you can see here, I got two other items. One's a cup or a container. And these are the other parts that it comes with, which it's what kind of got my interest in this particular tool. As you can see, these are a bit different, and the reason for that is because you can actually use regular rivets with this tool or Rivnut, so it does both, which is what I wanted, because most of the ones you see everywhere, it's either one or the other. Now I'm going to go into disassembling it a little more to just show you how that works, but this is a little more, takes a little more time to put this on, but it does do both, as you can see. And that's why I got this particular model, because I can do both. Not that I need these. I do have a regular hand riveter, of course, when we move it somewhere in the box, and I can't find it, but I got this one mainly for the rivnuts. But it does both, so that's even better. Let me go into the disassembling this tool. I already put the 3mm on it. It had the 1/8, I think. So basically, this is how it opens. It's actually spring loaded, so it goes back in, as you can see. I haven't seen too many people go into the disassembly of the tool itself, so I'm going to do that for mine here. And both sides are identical. Excuse me. So let me disassemble this so you can see how that works. This actually comes off. You just pull it off, and the flat goes into the mark in there inside the cap here. At the same time, while I'm doing this side, I'll show you. This basically screws on like half a turn and it's on, half a turn is off. So it's kind of nice. You can just you know, after you take this off, you can put the other stuff on and then just put that on and you're ready to go for the regular rivets. It wasn't too tight, so I'm able to use my fingers to take everything off. So here you have I have the M3, and then this is basically, this one screws, but you have to hold this side, the end here, in order to take it out. If not, it'll just keep spinning on you. And I'll show you what you get on this side here. So on this end, you get this part, which has a nut on one, what looks like a nut on one side, and the smooth part on the other. This is very critical. Make sure you don't flip it. The nut goes down. I tried the other way, and I had a hard time because I didn't realize that. And you won't be able to put this on if you have the nut up here. It has to have the smooth side there. So just a heads up on that, because Well, there goes the phone. But anyway, so keep that in mind, and you'll be good to go. Let me look for. There's a slight manual that comes with it, even though they say it doesn't. But I just buried it on all this paper, so give me a second here to find it. There it is. So you do get a somewhat of a manual, or at least a diagram, and it is in Chinese on one side and English on the other, but you only see the rivnut, which is this assembly here. You don't get the regular one, which is the one that you probably need more of the instructions with, because that one's kind of iffy, but you do get something, so that's kind of at least better than nothing. So let me continue with that, and after that's done, you can see it just goes right through, and then here I'm going to turn it because there is a spring in here. So I'm going to take it out, and there's a spring right there that you use on whatever number you need. If you look on this one, there's a spring here too. It's the same size, so it's the same length. So in essence, you get 2 springs. So continuing with the disassembly, this basically has a knurled piece here that you take off, and there comes that piece. And you can see these are 2 different pieces. There's a somewhat of a, I don't know if that's supposed to be a gasket, or it looks like a metal gasket, but it's all over the place. And this is the other piece here that goes in there. And as you can see, you have these 2 cutouts right there that go into the tool here, so that it doesn't rotate on you. Now if I look at it on here, I don't know if the camera will catch this, but you can see right through it. So that's pretty much it. That's the tool right there without any attachments here. So I'm gonna move these a bit just so I don't mix them up too much. Okay, if I prefer to just hand tighten those, I don't really want to use this because then it'll be just hard. You might need it if you start using it, I don't know. Right now, hand tight seems fine. So this is the tricky part that you don't have any instructions for. Let me see here. So basically what I'm going to do is try to assemble this right now, see if I remember how to do it correctly. So first things first, obviously, is going to be your spring. You're always going to need that. Then you have this piece, and then I'll just pick any number, it doesn't matter which one. Then you have this three jaws basically. That's all I got, and they were all over the place, so I thought I was missing them, but luckily they were in there. And from what I gather is that the assembly basically goes, the easier way to do it, just put them through there. Let's see if I got it right. Hang on. So obviously what am I trying to say? The smaller end here, you want to keep it to the bottom, just like a regular chuck, I guess. You want to think of it that way, and they do fit right in, so they'll come right out if you're not careful. But see, I can see them both there, and then the third one I'll just put up there and just do this. So I'm holding them, but they're like bouncing all over the place. It looks like there might be one missing, but at the same time you can't really fit another one. So that's the odd part. Now I'm going to take this tube here. This is the piece that you get. So there's like a bevel on this side, and there's this side here. So from just playing around, I noticed that this side goes onto the spring that way, and the bevel fits in with those cutouts on the, let me take one out, on here, on the jaws. So far that's the only thing that makes sense. So I'm just going to do that, fit it that way, and then I'm going to put this on it. I can put it here, it doesn't matter. But so obviously you don't want anything else in between, because you need the opening to be free, so that when you do a rivet, you have the leftover on the bottle here. At least that's that's supposed to be. And of course I'm forgetting something. So if I push on this one, you can see the jaws, even though they're not even. Now we need to drop this whole assembly in there. As you can see, that's what it looks like. Well, right now they're kind of okay there, but they're not going to be perfect, but you can leave them alone for now. They'll be fine. And then let's just go ahead and put that spring right on it and assemble this piece so that it doesn't twist, and then go ahead and close it. Okay, so let's see if this can get the camera. So I have those 3 jaws there, just like a chuck. I mean, one's farther down, but it's hard to get them straight. Now you bring this part here. As you can see, that little dimple goes right on it. I should have put this before, but I can still do it now, so I think, just to kind of show you where it goes. But yeah, you probably wanted to put this on before, so it makes your life a little easier. You don't have to push. But in this case, I forgot. So there you go. I think I got it. Alright. So that's what that end looks like. And then to finish it up, I'm just going to put in my container, and I'm ready to go for a regular rivet. So that's what this is in terms of the assembly there. So the hardest part is putting the regular rivet pieces on there. I don't have anything to rivet, so I haven't used it. That's why I didn't want to say it's a review, but it looks pretty sturdy so far. And I like the fact that I can do both regular rivets and your rivnuts. And so far is the only one that I have seen that does both, unless you can add it to the others, but this one already came out in the same package, so it's kind of nice. I'm not gonna put it back again. Well, I can do it, but I'm trying to see how I was able to show that. Okay, maybe if I take it off again. So maybe I can show this. I'm gonna try. So right now they're even. The pieces are even. You can see they move freely. So when I open it, they should be grabbing, and you can see that it's not moving anymore, or none of the jaws moves. So what I do is, see, I just push that one in too far. So when it's closed, you can actually kind of bounce them back and forth and try to get them even. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't, so it's just one of those things. But once it's open, that's when you're pulling that piece to cut it, and as you can see, it is working. It's grabbing. It's not perfect, but they don't move at that point. So technically, from looking at it, it should work. Looking at that, but I just wanted to get that on camera because I haven't seen anybody actually take these apart. Or, well, I saw one video that was close enough to for me to get an idea of what was going on, but I forget who that was. And it was a different tool altogether. It was just a regular rivet tool, riveting tool. So, going back to this, taking my, you can probably use the same one, but I'm just going to do that. So that's that. Put this back. Take all my pieces here. Leave those two. You can leave them in there, but I kind of want to show you all the parts. So once you do it once or twice, it gets a little easier, which is a good thing. But obviously, you don't want to you don't want to lose the jaws there. If you lose those, then you're pretty much out of luck. Unless you can find a replacement somewhere, but that's that. I'm putting back my piece here. As you can see, there's nothing there. It's a straight through hole right there without anything. So this only goes one way. You have the flat here. Put it on there. Put the piece back. Make sure you get it right. This is a little harder to kind of get. Maybe I'll put some grease on it just to. It's just a metal, so not too bad, but I guess a little bit of grease wouldn't hurt. So we have that. Now I have this one here. This one just threads right on. Just make sure you don't cross thread it because it seems to be pretty easy to do until you get past that flat on there. And as you can see, I'm holding it on this side so it just won't spin on me because that's all it will do. And basically, I tighten this all the way to where it doesn't move anymore, and now it starts spinning everything else. It's tight. It's pretty tight, so it's not going to go anywhere. And that's why I don't think you need to use the tool, but I may be wrong. Obviously, you don't want to hit this anywhere, especially with a very small thread this size. Now the M3 goes right here, and now I need to put the cap here in order to turn it, because if not, it's going to be harder to turn. So just be careful with the cap. Just make sure you get that one correctly, or you can end up smashing the cap like I did. But luckily I didn't do it too harsh until I realized what was going on there. So once you turn it, it should go down. Now it's all in, and now I'm able to turn it. A lot of metal shavings, so every time I take out the aluminum piece, you get all those. So be careful with that. Just a heads up. But I'm sure over time it'll stop, hopefully. And there it is. As you can see, it does work. Moves out and back. So there's the Rivnut tool from, this one's branded WinMax, but I'll put the link below the video on there. So you guys can look at it. I don't know of any other that does both or includes both tool sets or the parts to use both rivets. And this is how it came. This is what I got. So I hope that is helpful to someone else who needs one or who may want to buy one. But that's pretty much the metric Rivnut installer. I did order some aluminum rib nuts just to test them out, some M3s, just because I didn't want to make a big hole right now on whatever I'm testing. And of course, I'm going to need, you're going to need whatever nuts you use, whatever size, so metric nut you use on this, obviously. like anything else. They do have standard sets, but those I don't believe they have both regular rivnuts on them. So it just depends on what you need. Alright, that's it for now. So thanks for watching.